Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I recently made a video where this woman was claiming that not being able to fit down the aisle was discrimination. Here's a link. It turns out that person was not a fat activist, and in fact, fat activists stole her video and put a different caption on the bottom and made it look like she said a bunch of stuff that she did not. She does not support any of this fat activist ideology. Today, we're going to be hearing her side of the story. Apparently, this person makes adult content for a very specialty audience, which is not shocking to any of us, right? When we all saw that video where she was trying to fit down the aisle and she purposely couldn't, and she leaned forward so that everything was nice and there for you to see, that had a very specific kind of feel to it, didn't it? As it turns out, that is the kind of content that was, and some fat activist stole it and put some nonsense caption on the bottom about discrimination, and this woman doesn't support that at all. Are we shocked? Are we shocked at all? No, I'm not. It's like if some mustache activists stole my photo and used it. Some mustache extremists. God, those guys, dude, they just won't quit, okay? Before we continue, please click the like button and subscribe. Help me get to 50,000 before it's too late. Every like powers my mustache combing hand, so that we may apply comb to mustache.
Have you seen this article in the New York Post? Maybe you're one of the 1.3 million people who saw this, or one of the 18 million
I did see it, but I can't read, so it just looked like a bunch of gibberish to me.
people who saw this, or the 29.2 million people who saw this.
29.2 million people. Dude, these news outlets do not deserve these views, homie. You know who does deserve these views? Me. Me. What, you don't agree? Then why are you watching it? Of course you think I deserve these views.
You pissed off because this super morbidly obese woman is demanding special treatment for fat people? Well,
Yes, I'm furious.
my name is Mary. I go by Boberry VIP on TikTok. I am the person pictured in these images, and you and I have something in common because this pisses me off too.
Okay, I like this person already. Yes, so she makes specialty content for an adult audience, and somebody stole her photos and used them in this manner. She does not support fat acceptance, for the record, and this is angering her, just like it's angering us. How messed up is that, dude? Like, she's getting all this backlash. People are like, what? Screw you, we're not making bigger seats. And she's like, what? I didn't even say that. What the heck? Oh, man, that's messed up. It's impossible to tell if the people who stole her videos and miscaptioned them did so because they were fat activists or because they were like disgruntled fans of hers or something, right? You can't really tell who did this.
I'm being targeted by an internet troll whose efforts are now being amplified by media outlets.
Oh, so it's a troll who's doing this to you. So let me guess, a disgruntled fan. I believe somebody in the Discord server, here's a link, made the mention of this maybe being some kind of revenge thing, right? Like some kind of creepy, one of your stans or one of your fans that's into your adult content, like maybe you didn't respond to them quickly enough or something, so now they're all butthurt and they're trying to ruin your life by making up all this nonsense. That's more likely than it being a fat activist.
And I feel I have no control over it except to tell you my side of the story.
All right, well, I'm sorry that I got it wrong the first time. We're going to set the record straight right now.
So this is a totally true story. It's totally insane, and it could totally happen to anybody.
My prediction is it's a disgruntled fan. That's what makes the most sense.
Let me walk you through the past 48 hours of my life. On Thursday of this last week, one of my friends texted me this. She thought that this...
Hold on. What was that friend's name? Baller alert. Yo, my homie Baller alert, hit me up. Let me know what's really going on. Thanks, Baller alert.
Texted me this. She thought that this Baller Report is Instagram account, which
Oh, that wasn't your friend's name. That was somebody else's name. Okay.
has 7.6 million followers or something like that. She thought that they had reposted one of my
Baller alert, and it has millions of followers. Just in case you still had any sort of faith in humanity, okay? Baller alert has millions of followers. Oh, help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda.
TikTok. So she was sending it to me to be like, hey girl, wow, they posted your TikTok. That's so awesome. And
then you go and look at it and you're like, this is not at all awesome, dude. What the heck?
I click on the link and I go and I look at it and it's me, but I didn't write the caption on it.
Yeah, she didn't write that caption, friends. This poor woman.
I didn't write the message on it. It wasn't posted by me. It was from a different TikTok that I do not own. I don't know the owner of that TikTok.
So the whole thing is really messed up, dude.
And so I searched for that account and this is what I found. So this is Curvy Olivia and she looks a lot like me. And
They took all of your photos, made a whole nother profile, and they're pretending to be you and probably making money off of this, clearly. That's annoying. That is so annoying that people are taking all of your photos and making money off of them somehow, dude.
a lot of content here. Some of these are
A lot of stolen content of yours that they are making money off of.
stolen from my TikTok. And some of these are content that I've never posted publicly. They are posted behind a paywall.
Okay, yeah, so they took your paid content and brought it out from behind a paywall, put a wrong caption on it, and uploaded it to a bunch of news organizations or showed it to them or whatever, and they ran with it, of course, because they don't know what the hell's going on. So a disgruntled fan has taken some of her videos and put an incorrect caption on there in order to slander her. News outlets have picked up on this story and ran with it as if it were fact without checking any of the facts, because that's what news does. Turn it off.
And this person has gone and taken that and posted it on TikTok, where
I would sue all of those news outlets, dude.
it was never meant to be seen, never meant for this audience at all. But that's not really what I'm mad about, okay? I'll just say that. As somebody who posts pictures of herself in bikinis and bras and panties and who's comfortable in her body, this is not what I'm worried about. Stuff like this has happened so many times. So this isn't the worst of it. The worst of it is the message that's on there. It is absolutely not how I feel.
Yeah, it sucks when people misquote you and pretend to be you. Speaking of which, I have another imposter in my comments. Their name is check out TheCynicalDude, and then they're telling people to go to their Telegram or something. Don't fall for that either. Like I've said before, I don't have a Telegram. And my name is at TheCynicalDude_. This person is at TheCynicalDude, period. So make sure to get the real, authentic Cynical Dude. There is one underscore at the end of the name only. Accept no substitutions. In general, though, be wary of scams online.
I do not feel discriminated against because of my size. I have had issues with that in the workplace in the past, but I do not feel like I'm being discriminated against by.
I would hope not if you get paid for this type of content, right? You get paid to do nothing but look a certain kind of way. I wouldn't call that discrimination. I would call that a charmed life.
Airlines or anybody. So I find this account, Curvy Olivia. She's got all my content on there. And this Baller Report article is pointing their 7+ million followers to that TikTok account with all my stolen content on it, promoting a message that I do not believe in with my face all over it.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I would be furious.
So I reported the account to TikTok and I said this person is pretending to be me, and I submitted that report. Very quickly, TikTok responded and said, we don't see any problem with this.
The AI looked into it and it's all good. Turns out it's all good. Don't you love when you get an instant response from AI? They're like, actually, no. What we did the first time was fine. You're an idiot, and just shut up and deal with it. Since I got a response like 10 minutes later, you guys clearly looked into this.
This looks good to us.
That's like when you ask an employee if there's more of something in the back, and they're like, yeah, sure, let me go check. And then they just step in the back room and play on their phone for 5 minutes, and then they come out and they're like, yep, there's nothing back there. We all know that's what happens, dude, okay? If I asked you, like, you got any more of those shoes in the back, and you go in the back, you ain't actually looking, dude. Come on. You can be honest with me, dude. It's the Cynical Dude. You ain't gotta lie to me. I've pretended to work before. You think I haven't pretended to work, but I was really screwing off? I'm the king of that, bro. Dude, I once worked for a medical imaging facility as a front desk registration clerk. There was this guy that owned a bagel cart in the lobby for some reason, selling bagels. This was back in my chubbier days, so I would buy a couple bagels, slather them in butter and cream cheese, and I would proceed down to the file room, which was in the basement. I would eat these bagels, and then I would go lay on the floor to take a nap. And this room had sliding file walls. Like, there were entire walls that were on tracks that you could push, and they would slide across the floor. So I would lay on the ground with my head up against the wall, and I could look underneath all of these aisles to the front door that was over there to see it when it opened, if anybody was coming in. So I would go and have myself a light little nap down there and just wait until somebody opened that door. And then I would spring up and pretend like I was filing stuff, and then I would go back to work or whatever. There was another time I worked at Harley Davidson Financial. I was a repo coordinator. This was a temp gig. For a while I did the job, but then I got sick of it, and I was like, dude, screw this job. So then I would go and I would clock in, and then I would just leave. I was able to do this for a couple days before they finally caught on. I believe it was like the third day. I walk into work, and the guy looks at me, and he's like, huh. And I knew right away, dude. The jig was up. I had been caught, and I was like, oh. He was like, yeah, so we're going to have to let you go. And I was like, yeah, that's understandable. I swear to God, that's a true story. They both are, dude.
We're not removing the account. Then
Not removing the account. Good old TikTok.
I had to take it an extra step further and file a copyright infringement notice against the profile for all of the copyright protected work that they had posted there.
If you have content that's behind a paywall, people can't just go purchase it and then give it to other people for free. That's kind of the entire point of the paywall.
That took me a while, and finally went to bed around 3 a.m. I woke up on Friday and checked TikTok instantly, and luckily that account has now been banned.
Good.
Either it was copyright infringement or it was a bunch of other people reporting the fake account, but it has now been banned. Awesome. And then I go and check my email. In my email, I had a whole bunch of messages from different news agencies asking me for an interview.
I say that you take the interview and set the record straight.
And this one was particularly interesting.
All right, let's see. My name is Blank, and I am a reporter for The Blank. We are reaching out regarding the media coverage videos of you posted from an account called Big Curvy Olivia has received. It appears this account is taking your videos and photos and posting them with inflammatory captions and questions. Do you have any statement on this story?
Because they reference a New York Post article, which I didn't know about. So I go and I read this New York Post article, and my face is plastered all over it. And they're calling me Curvy Olivia.
And they put that caption that says, I may be fat, but I'm still more beautiful than all skinny models out there. Oh my God, they're clickbaiting this. So news articles title things the same way that we do with YouTube videos. That kind of delegitimizes your whole angle of being a news outlet, right? They're all like, doctors don't want you to know this one trick. And there's a red arrow pointing on their news article.
And they're saying that I am advocating for wider airplane aisles, which, yeah, that would be great. I have a huge butt and I'm all for wider airplane aisles, but I'm also a realistic person, and I understand that it doesn't make sense to cater the world to a small subset of extreme cases. So anyway, I read that New York Post article and I start to get very upset, and I don't respond to any of the requests for an interview. I just start calling my loved ones and telling them, hey, heads up, this is coming. And then they started to get texts from their friends and their coworkers, and I started to get texts from people I went to high school with and people I used to work with. Eventually, a couple of other, I feel like calling them news outlets is super generous, but
I would say calling them news outlets is extremely generous.
Entertainment media outlets caught on to the fact that this was in fact a scammy thing and not my TikTok, and they wrote these articles, which are
Plus-size influencer is targeted by cruel TikTok scammer who stole clip of her getting stuck between two plane seats, then pretended to be her to demand wider aisles on airliners. Yeah, I think it is a disgruntled fan. Whoever said that on the Discord that I provided a link for earlier was correct. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, here's a link to that too.
great and are true. But the damage has been done. 18 million.
18 million views on that. Oh my goodness. And your rebuttal here is not going to get as many views, I guarantee it. Isn't that messed up, dude?
18 million views. All these comments, they're all negative. They're
Yeah, they are all negative. You've been portrayed in a way that was not accurate.
all hateful. Look at what this person wrote.
Let's see. Imagine the problems that would arise from this thing being on an airplane in an emergency. This thing? Bro, come on, dude. I don't think we should be calling people things or anything like that, man. I'm not into the whole bullying larger people thing, dude. It's not cool. The fact that we even tolerate the existence of these kind of people is actually pretty wild. What? Alright, Skull King Bjorn. People that speak like this guy have some serious issues. This isn't the first time that I've seen people outwardly angry and almost like violent towards larger people. I don't know why, dude. Like, clearly this dude has issues. Your mom left you, and she was a larger woman, and now you want to go, like, end the life of transients at bus stops or something because of your own twisted issues. It's sick. No, but you could tell, right? Like, when somebody, like, they care too much. Like, some people are like, hey, look at that person is overweight. Ha ha, chunky. And, you know, and you're like, oh, that person's a jerk, but, you know, whatever. But then some people are like, you don't deserve to live. And you're like, wow, dude, what the heck? Clearly, you're the one with the issues here, bro. Did you have like an obese housekeeper that used to abuse you when you were a kid or something? Your mom was obese. She went out for a pint of Ben & Jerry's and she never came back. And now every time you see a larger woman, you're like, Mommy? Mommy? When you show that much anger at anything, dude, it just lets all your issues be known to the whole world, right? If you have these crazy psychotic issues, don't let anybody know about it, dummy. That's a pro tip, dude. Who goes around showing their true psychosis? Don't do that. Keep it under your hat. Keep it tucked in deep inside. And then it'll come out one day during Thanksgiving when nobody expects it. They're like, hey, can you pass me the turkey? And you're like, what? I didn't kill a bunch of people back in the day. I'm not crazy, you're crazy.
Baller report. 2 million views on Instagram.
I am shocked that something called Baller Report is not the most accurate source of information.
26 million on Twitter. And I don't even know how many times that New York Post article has been seen now. I've been creating content as a super fat person online for 15 years.
You must be so freaking rich, dude. I'm not even playing, dude. This chick must be rolling. No pun intended.
Putting myself out there. I've dealt with so many trolls. None of that really bothers me. You can call me whatever you'd like to call me, but I've really never felt violated like I do right now.
Well, yeah, dude. All these news agencies pick this thing up and millions of people think that you said something that you did not say. That's a bunch of shenanigans. That's bollocks. That's a bunch of poppycock.
I think everyone can appreciate how horrible it would be to wake up one day and all of a sudden everybody hates you.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
For something you didn't even do or say. I'm worried that I'm going to get confronted by people in public.
Yeah, I am concerned for that too. Stupid people are going to confront this woman in public. You guys know how these morons are, dude.
I'm worried about how I'll be treated by airline employees. I fly all the time and I'm very recognizable. And I worry how this might...
I would say that this is a case for slander. Straight up. You have a slander lawsuit here, I think. If people misquoted you online and it is causing a financial impact to you, you can sue them for slander. Since what they said is verifiably not true, I think that's a slam dunk case. They misquoted you, said you said a bunch of stuff that you didn't say. Now you're getting all sorts of threats and experiencing financial hardship because of it. That's actual slander. People have tried to accuse me of slander before, William, but it wasn't. This, though, is.
I impact future opportunities for me.
Absolutely.
I don't want people to think that I'm so unreasonable that I think that airplane aisles should be changed.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing to be misquoted on. What the heck? You can't just go around saying people said stuff that they didn't say. This just in, the cynical dude doesn't believe in gravity. Hey, I never said that. Well, I mean, there was that one time that I did say that, but I never said that recently. Oh, this just in, he also said the sky is red. I didn't say anything. Stop misquoting me. I love how we can just misquote people. Tearing somebody else down is almost as good as having your own argument. I've said before, if I ever started a business, on my billboards, I would not talk about like how good my product is or like, hey, you should buy my product. I would just talk about how bad everybody else's product is, or I would just attack their character, right? If I like owned AutoZone, I'd be like, over at Pet Boys, they torture cats. Okay? That's what I put on my billboard. Be like, oh, over there at O'Reilly Auto Parts, they once killed a guy. I saw it, dude. Don't go over there. They'll hurt you too. I guarantee. And then my business soon failed.
Just to fit a big fat body. That's not the case. I don't believe that. I think a wider aisle would help people in wheelchairs, but I just squeeze on down. The whole goal of my TikTok account is to show that it's possible to live a happy, full life in this world.
The video of hers that we looked at before was her talking about how to do plus size travel, right? How to make it easier for herself. I mistakenly kind of went in on her on that video because I thought that that was her caption on the first clip, right? First we watched the clip of her not fitting down the aisle and it said, honestly, it's discrimination that they don't make wider aisles in 2023 or whatever. So that set the tone before I watched her next clip where she was just talking about plus size travel. So I was like, I don't know, I was meaner than I should have been because I thought that she said that thing. You see what happens when you misquote people, news outlets? I don't know, I'm sorry, man.
Even as a super fat person within the confines of current realities. Is my butt big? Yes, it is. It is huge. Do I wish I could fit everywhere? Yeah, I do. That would make things a lot easier for me. Do I think it's realistic that the world cater to my size? No, I do not.
This chick's all right. And this is why I say you shouldn't be mean to everybody living in a larger body. Some of them are just regular people. This chick is cool. She's like, I ain't trying to change the whole world.
I understand I'm an outlier. I just want to help people live their best lives regardless of what size they may be. We all deserve to live great lives, and none of us deserve to be ridiculed for our image, whether you be big or small. Sorry.
Aw, it's okay, dude. It'll be all right, dude. To hell with these people.
None of us deserve to be ridiculed for our physical image, whether you are big or small or young or old or black or white or male or female or anything in between.
I agree. Don't make fun of people because they're old. That's all I heard out of that list because I identified with that part. Don't make fun of my age, you asshole. There's nothing I can do about that. You'll be old one day too.
I really appreciate people who are dedicated to fighting for human rights. But I'm not an activist.
All these movements today are an absolute waste of time. Now we're just pissing into the wind, homie.
I'm just a fat person who's trying to help other fat people live their best lives. So like I said, the fact that my private content was stolen and then shared and then reshared by large publications is one thing. But the New York Post has a history of slander and defamation.
Sue them. Sue them hard, dude.
And they have ruined many lives. These two men were spectators at the Boston Marathon in...
What? Dude, what? They misidentified suspects in that case? Oh my God. Dude, they should be shut down. You can't do that. You can't say, these guys did some really crazy stuff, but they didn't. What? You can't do that. Sue them, get together with everybody else that they've slandered unjustly, and sue them out of existence, dude. What the heck?
2013, when the bomb happened. And the New York Post received this picture of them, and they were told, these are the guys responsible for the bomb. So they ran with it, wrote an article, posted their pictures, and said, these guys did the bomb at the Boston Marathon.
They did all that like on a casual tip. What the heck? So I could like write an email to the New York Post and be like, hey, I think that this one thing might have happened. And next thing you know, like front page news the next day, the thing that I alleged might have happened totally did happen. And it's really bad and serious. Click here.
But they didn't. They were just there. And the New York Post just went ahead and posted that. And that's not the only time. Look at this person. This person was a singer, and they're writing an inflammatory article about her COVID vaccines. So yeah, you might be thinking I asked for this, being a big fat person and posting pictures of myself in bikinis online, but it can happen to anybody. Imagine if there's a picture of you that gets shared online and somebody says, this guy murdered my dog, and now you're this dog-hating, murderous, most hated person in America.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Mainstream media outlets shouldn't have the power to destroy my life or yours because they can't be bothered to fact check the news that they print. The world should be full of people lifting each other up, not this clickbait garbage. So I'm fighting back, and I'm getting the real story out there with this TikTok. If you think this is as messed up as I do, or if you think I'm wrong and I'm an idiot, let me know in the comments. Like this share it, get it out there. I would love for this to get as many views at least as all of the fake articles that have been written about me. Thank you.
Okay, well, I cannot guarantee you millions of views on my video. I wish I could, because that would benefit us both. So I would like to apologize for the video that I made about that person, because I ran with it and I was wrong. That's why I made this video, to set the record straight. Let's do some thumbnail faces. Let's see. Today we have a video where this girl is redeeming herself. What's a redeeming face? Is that a redemption face? She's redeeming herself. Or how about, let's hear her side of the story face. Shocked? What? They said that? Huh? I can't believe this. Oh, wouldn't you love to see somebody as dumb as me make it to like 1 million subscribers, bro? Oh my god, that would be hilarious. The idea of me becoming successful is hilarious. Like, can you imagine me at some sort of official event with a bunch of other official people? I can't. The YouTuber Awards or something, if I went to that, oh my god, I would die. That would be so crazy. Please click the like button and subscribe. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.